Hi, welcome to the Gifts of Mindfulness. I'm Kat. Thanks for joining me. So, mindfulness is something that we hear about all the time, isn't it? And we just think of it probably as, oh, well, you're just aware, you're just noticing. But it's so much deeper than that, so much more powerful. From my experience of Vipassana through mindfulness, I was able to overcome pain and distractions, outside noise, things that would normally be a problem or a challenge for most people. You're able to overcome them. So what happens is you learn a lot about anicca, which means impermanence. So everything is changing and is impermanent. So when you've been sitting cross-legged on the floor for hours on end, your whole body's in pain, your mind's in pain, every part of you is resisting. And it's not pretty. Resistance just makes it harder. You're clenched, you're waiting for it to stop. You just create more problems for yourself. So when you let go and you say, well, okay, this is the reality of this moment, and you step back and you observe. So, for example, if I'm sitting in pain, I would step back in my mind, observe the pain, and watch it change, be curious about it, and just kind of start to notice where it moves to, whether it intensifies or lessens. And then eventually it's just gone. Nothing's there constantly forever. It's a continual change. There may be a challenge or a problem that we have ongoing, but there's moments where it's different. It's not always the same. And when we watch that and are mindful of it, we're more able to manage it and navigate it and experience it differently. Another example, so where I live, it's it's not very well soundproofed. So I hear my neighbour above me and he's in a band. And so I hear him singing and playing his music. And we sometimes I just feel like he lives with me. And so it was really loud and I started to tense and become angry, and I was resisting, and why is he doing this, and da 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 da, how inconsiderate, and da da, all the thoughts that I'd forgotten. That okay, just observe, step back and realize this is the reality of this moment and it will change. I had to turn the volume up on what I was listening to because I couldn't hear because of his volume. And eventually I think he realized and he went quiet, and I just turned mine down as well. But it wasn't an angry standoff like, oh, I'm going to turn my music up, or I'm going to listen to this really loud, or, it was, well, I'm listening to this webinar. I need to be able to hear it. So I would turn my thing up to be able to hear. And then, we kind of countered each other. But apart from that, there was the stepping back, the observing, the realization of this isn't personal, this isn't something that's being done to me, this is just the reality of this moment, and it will change. So as I watched it and allowed it, took away any sense of judgment or thoughts that it was a thing that was happening to me that shouldn't be happening to me, all the resistance, it completely changed the dynamic. And actually the what's the word? The frequency of times that it happens now is much less. So it just completely changed everything when we could have gone to war to each other, you know. But, you know, he knocked my door, gave me flowers, said I'm sorry for the noise the other day, and that was that. It was done. So there's so many ways that we can bring mindfulness into our life, and find its gifts. They're just innumerable. There are just so many. When we're tuned into the nuances and the energetics of life, we just start to experience it so differently rather than reactively and wanting it to be different. We change the quality of our life. So yeah, I'm just wondering if there's any situations that you could observe, realize Anicca, that it's impermanent, watch the dynamics, watch how you react, watch the thoughts and feelings you have towards it. And yeah, I'd love to hear how you get on or what you think. Anyway, thank you. Till next time.